Is your garage door beginning to sag and buckle and no longer able to close properly? Are you looking to tackle this project on your own and try to apply support beams along your garage door? Would you like to know the common mistakes on trying to support a garage door using anything else than a garage door strut? Then this is the video that you need to see. Hey party people, out here working on this garage door, and well, it's a Wayne Dalton door, model 8000. It's gone through its years. This is one of those doors that, with a little wear and tear, it starts to show its age. But I wanted to show you what the homeowner decided to do to support the door when it began to have problems with its integrity, and there was this bowing or dipping effect. As you can tell, he applied these support beams, these tracks. I don't even know what these are called. I have no idea what they are. He did to his best of his ability, but what we really wanted to do was to apply door struts. And of course, door struts are the proper solution whenever a garage door has lost its integrity with regards to its sections. So I wanted to start off the video with this because we want to take a look at why door integrity starts to fade over time. We want to also answer the question, what is the best solution when a garage door is compromised to the degree where you have to apply new struts? And of course, if we're applying new support struts onto a door, what should we always keep in mind when either adjusting or replacing the spring? So we'll get into that right now in the video. Well, they say you learn something new every day, right? So apparently these are drywall studs, and there's a little sticker on them that explains that, which is kind of interesting. Probably wouldn't have been my first choice, but I can understand why the homeowner went this route, mainly because strut supports, or I should say garage door struts, are not usually available or even sold to the public. I tend to find that I get probably the most asked question on how to install door struts, on how to apply door struts to a garage door, and it's real tough because I can't necessarily advise people through YouTube where to go get it, because I get it through my distributor and I usually install it for my customer. But the idea is that if you have someone who's very ambitious and wants to kind of save a lot of money or save time or whatever the case is, and they look for a solution, something like this, well, I don't blame them, but of course, it's not always the best solution. It's not necessarily the proper solution, because these drywall studs are designed for drywall. So we're obviously using something that's, or these pieces of metal are used out of their context. They're used out of their design purpose. And thus we have to ask that question, okay, are we really doing good to our door applying something makeshift or, Jimmy Rig, Mickey Mouse, whatever expression you want to use? Are we applying something that's clearly not right for the door? In addition to that, the spring was adjusted way beyond its, I guess you could say, its strength. Notice that we have a single spring on this garage door, and the single spring is designed for the 8000, but without any type of support on there. It's not a very heavy door, but at the same time, that spring is rated to lift this door at proper balance. This door does not have proper balance, super heavy. It's starting to affect the motor. You can just see the recipe for a disaster. But as you can tell here, we have more turns than necessary. I believe I counted, well, let's go ahead and count it right now. Yeah, about 8 turns, so 1 full turn more technically of what this door should be, and still it's not balanced. So to throw the balance off on a door like this is obviously not good as well. So here we have, again, this perfect storm of things that are not right. Door integrity is bad, We try to imply or install something to correct that, and yet it's still not the best solution. And then we've tried to make an adjustment to our spring, and that too has also compromised its use. Gratefully, it's not broken just yet, and that's why we're here, because we're going to be replacing these springs on this garage door. So stick around. Okay, so you know how when you go down the rabbit's hole, things start to make no sense? Well, this is one of those things, and it doesn't make sense, and at the same time it does make sense. The spring that I've just loosened up there is a 225 wire. It's a 225, I think like 29, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, they applied one spring that was tremendously weak for this door size. So now it makes sense that even though the homeowner made efforts to tighten the spring, it was never going to be able to lift up this door. A 225 wire is not rated, a single spring I should say, 225 wire is not rated for this door. You would actually need a pair of 225s, which I'm coming with today. But as I start to take this door down, going down the rabbit hole, yeah, you find some stuff that just doesn't make sense. Much like putting these drywall studs on this door. Again, that's neither, who am I? You know, no one to judge. Customer definitely wanted to find a solution to help out his situation, but is it the right one? And now as we get in more into the door, we find ourselves with more problems that, quite frankly, as they're not if they're not tended to, they could cause hurt or harm to someone or something. So it's good that we're doing this now, so that way we can regulate the balance of this garage door. And I'm going to go ahead and start replacing this spring. I'm going to put a pair of springs on this door. Hopefully it balances out much better. Might be a little hot, not sure. We're definitely going to try it out. Yeah, let's get into this. Okay, party people, so with the new springs, we have achieved much better garage door balance. I mean, this door is much more lighter. In fact, I have it at about a foot off of the ground right now. And as you can tell, it's nice and steady. Of course, when we're looking at balancing a garage door, we want to keep in mind a number of factors. And so in doing so for this garage door, we not only replaced it with two brand new springs. We ended up going with a pair of 225 wire spring, 1 3/4, 33 length. The broken one, or the bad one, the older one, was a 29-inch length. These are two 225 wire, 33 long, 1 3/4 diameter. I also replaced the cables. The cables were bad on this door, and I said, yeah, let's just go ahead and get some new cables. That's just added extra step to make sure that the door is running at its optimal level. And as you can tell, the door balance was achieved. I do find that the support, these drywall studs that have been applied on this door, they are doing the job. They are taking care of it. The homeowner just wanted to get the springs replaced, get the door balance. I'm going to make an adjustment to the motor to make sure that it too is working at its optimal level. But we're really not going to be replacing those drywall studs just to lower the cost down. And quite frankly, this door, with the damage that it has, the loss of integrity, the cracks that are in the middle of the door, it's just best to get a new door in the future. But I'm going to say in the near future, for right now, the foreseeable future, he's not going to have any problems. He's going to actually be doing all right now with these pair of springs. So we'll finish up lubing the door. We'll make sure that everything is nice and set, and then we're off to the next one. Hey party people, if you're getting value out of this video so far, please smash that like button. In fact, the robots over at YouTube tell me that over 90% of you watching these videos are not subscribers, so I hope you consider subscribing, because on this channel we provide you pro tips and tech reviews for all your residential garage door needs. And as you can tell, there are a number of common mistakes that can be made when trying to support a garage door with anything else than a proper garage door strut. So I want you to continue watching the video because it's not always knowing or having the right strut for the garage door. You also have to understand that some garage doors do need some refining in its adjustment and how the opener will operate with a garage door, like in this next portion of the video. Check it out. Hey party people, so we're out here with a customer that has a garage door that unfortunately the top section is very compromised. In fact, that top section was bowing, bending. It was no longer allowing leverage from the garage door opener for the garage door opener J-arm to close the door properly. Now, I had to do a number of things to get this garage door opener to work with the door based on the circumstances, because the long and the short is, and if you have something similar to what we're experiencing here, your best course of action is replacing the garage door. Now clearly we're dealing with a 25 gauge non-insulated garage door. Happens to be a unique garage door, and what we're looking at is specifically a door system that it's not well, I'll tell you this. Basically the door has suffered damage from bends, bumps. There's like certain cracks in the door. That just doesn't happen naturally. The door has probably suffered a tremendous amount of strain, stress. Maybe it closed on something or someone. Goodness, hopefully that's not the case. Turn on the light there. And so here we have the garage door. Once again, we have this garage door. So what we had to do was the following. And this is to help you understand again how door struts are so important on a garage door. The top strut specifically, because of the wear and tear, was bending. And that top section clearly was causing more problems than, well, quite frankly, than the eye could see. So what we did, or what I did, is basically I lowered the garage door opener with applied longer punch angle brackets. Notice I'm using the angle brackets not for the garage door, because that's what they did before. Someone put angle brackets on the top section and all that, and that don't make sense because that is not a long-term solution. I see a number of these YouTube videos and say, oh, a cheap repair for your sagging garage door, $10. Yeah, but it just doesn't last, and quite frankly it's just going to cause you more headaches. So applying the punch angle for its correct purpose on the actual garage door opener, we were able to get the garage door opener straight. Now granted, you're probably looking at this section, you're thinking, but wait a minute, that's all like, it looks shoddy, it looks like, you know, there's space and it's all open in between there. Yeah, that's true, again, because we're looking at a section that's damaged. If you want to properly repair this, and what I ended up having to do is I had to change the second section from the top section, whether you call it from bottom section up, one. This is actually section, yeah, I guess you could say this is section 3. According to the hinges that are on the side, because that's the hinge number 3 there in the corner. That's number 3 right over there. So basically I took section 3, the good one, I put that one on the top, and I took the bad one and I put that one on section 2. Now the reason why I wanted to do that is because I knew I was going to put a new door strut on there, but I was going to use the existing strut that was on the door for the second section to provide some rigidity. Now again, that is a temporary solution that will allow you to utilize your garage door properly without having to put more angle brackets or more door struts. Because again, if we put more door struts, if we put more door struts on this door, it adds weight. That will affect the torsion springs up there, and it can do a number of things to your garage door system that does not benefit. Now, some could say that what I did in replacing the sections is a hack, because again, what I had mentioned earlier, the right course of action, the proper course of action, is invest into a brand new garage door, possibly even a better garage door than these non-insulated, don't last longer than 10-year garage doors. An insulated door, something with a little girth, maybe even a 24 gauge door, yeah, that probably makes more sense. But clearly we're dealing with a circumstance that we need help right now. It's still 2020, y'all, and we need help right now. And so this was the best solution that I could provide the customer based on his needs, replacing that section, putting the door strut on the second section to give it that strength to open and close. Quite frankly, it works a lot better now. It opens and closes really good. But of course, we want to think future, because at the end of the day, we don't want this to be our only and last solution. There's still some cosmetic aspects of it that just aren't that great. But again, the customer will have to make that decision. So we're just trying to take care of their needs now. And again, these are, in this series of videos, or this video particularly, we've looked at common mistakes that one could make when applying door struts to a garage door. So those common mistakes, we always want to identify them. We want to make sure that we're putting the right type of strut on the garage door. We want to make sure that the leverage and the positioning of the garage door opener with the door is not creating more problems to the section. Again, anything outside of what is a proper door strut is not going to be the best solution. It's just not, party people. And again, the pro tips, techniques, and opinions in these videos, they are not law, they are not infallible. I am nobody. This is just to provide you information to make a better decision. Because on this channel, we provide you pro tips and tech reviews for all your residential garage door needs. So I truly appreciate you guys watching the channel. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask a question in the comments down below. If you found value out of this video, please give a thumbs up. I thank all of y'all party people. You party people are awesome. Appreciate you watching. Y'all stay safe.